Alright, for Chapter 8's homework assignment, we had a couple questions to go along with a scenario. If we were to be laying off 300 people from our company, how would we go about deciding which ones we were going to pick? And the first question we were given was, what are some of the ethical issues in this situation? And I believe like how you're going to go about selecting those people are the biggest ethical issues. You wouldn't want to pick people based upon things they couldn't help, such as their race, religion, or color. You know, you try to want to go about it the fairest way possible when you are selecting these people. And the second one was, what are the basic arguments for and against the difficult criteria in selecting employees to be laid off? I think the first one would be, when you're doing it on performance based, how would you go about deciding which things you're looking for, and how you're not going to manipulate the system into selecting the ones you want to be there and the ones you don't. And by saying that, I mean singling out your handicap employees. Like, say they couldn't do something as well because of their handicap, you wouldn't want to fire them based upon that. Just manipulating the system in a way that it worked to your advantage. As far as the seniority goes, you know, the thing about that is you're keeping most of your white male workers because the diversity didn't come in till later, but you're going to lose a lot of your diversity by doing that. And the second one was, what do you think most managers do? And I believe that most managers do the seniority route, because that's the safest way possible. You can't manipulate those numbers. Those numbers were set in stone before you ever knew you were going to have to lay anybody off. So I feel like that's the most common way to go about it, to avoid most of your legal troubles. It asked me what would I do, and first I would ask the older seniority workers that were there, that were close to retirement, if they'd want to do like a buyout or whatnot, and try to get those larger salaries off the books by taking them out of the equation, giving them the opportunity to retire early. And then I'd probably go the seniority route, just to avoid, you know, all the troubles. You can't, like I said, you can't manipulate those numbers. There should be a reward based on loyalty and you being there and being there for the company. And then it says, how would I keep from minimizing lawsuits? Like I said, the seniority route, because seniority isn't based upon race, creed, ethnicity, color. Like, that has nothing to do with it. It's the time that you've spent with the company. So I don't feel like those numbers, like I said, could be manipulated. You could those are there. They can't be twisted around to fit into anything. It says to come up with 2 questions. The first one I come up with is there any way to help the people you let go, or just let them walk out the door? And I don't think you should do that. If there's a cost-effective avenue where you can point them into the direction of work, because these are people's livelihoods and their futures, you know. Because you never know when you might be needing them back, or when you have the ability to hire them back. You want to treat them as best as possible on their way out the door, so they remember, hey, it was something they had to do. It wasn't anything personal. They helped me get back up on my feet, so I'll go back when I need to. And it says, do you feel the need to be up front and talk with employees still left with the jobs? And I think you should, after you did such a vast layoff and 300 people, they said in one chapter they talked about survivor's remorse. And I believe that you should go in and be up front with your employees and tell them everything and the reasons why you've done what you've done and the reasons why they were able to keep their jobs. And make them feel like they're an important part of the team and they don't have anything to worry about, because after laying off 300 people, most of the people left there are going to be worried that it could happen again. And you just need to rest assured, let them know that this was something that had to be done. It wasn't, and it's not in the foreseeable future that we'll have to lay off more people, just to make people feel like comfortable and okay with their status in the company. Thank you.